Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video. Today I'm taking a look at the Splatoon 2 in-game sort of strategy guide for the game. Now if you recall, I did do a review of Splatoon 1 and its strategy guide, so if you're a big Splatoon fan, please do feel free to check that out on the channel. Also, there is a Splatoon 2 themed art book, however I don't have that in my possession, so I will be reviewing that. If you recall, I did pick this, well, I say pick this up, but acquired this back in December now, of 2018, because my mum was awesome enough to buy me this, so I asked for it, but I didn't know that I was going to get it, so that was awesome. I'm going to go through the presentation first, then the way the book looks and stuff about that stuff, then the content, and then also like final verdict, see if it's worth buying and that. Also, I don't think this has any art in it, and I only mention that because I just flipped through the original Splatoon book, and that does have a little bit of art, which is pretty cool, but the only thing there is that the Splatoon 2 themed art book might have both Splatoon 1 and 2's art, so, you know, it's kind of best of both worlds if you were really souped up or hyper-focused on and passionate about the art of Splatoon. So, on the front you've got this lovely cover which is very reminiscent of the game's box art. You've got the Nintendo logo there, or Nintendo Switch logo there, Nintendo official seal of approval there, Nintendo Switch there, Splatoon 2, and then official guide. It's by the same people who did the Splatoon 1 guide, Prima, who unfortunately have gone out of business now, which is kind of really depressing and sad, because that means that there's no more strategy guides and game guides from them, physical media wise. And the oddity is, you might be thinking, oh well, why do you even need this? You could just go online and blah blah blah. But I just like having physical media, like just maybe carrying it on the bus or train if I'm ever going anywhere, or the rare times that I go places, or just flicking through it when I get bored or whatever, or just, you know, it has actually helped me quite a bit. But yeah, then you've got some bullet points about some different stuff, some images, and free e version guide, which is awesome, but kind of odd if you're getting this version, why you would want the other one, but the digital version, but okay. And then on the inside you've got the contents page, which tells you, obviously, spoiler alert, but all of the different things that they do, and what pages they're on and that. And then it's just got this nice welcome back to Inkopolis. And then it goes over like the ink battles, the new weapons, and Octo Canyon and Salmon Run, and what's new, and that, because you might never have played the first game, or if you have, you don't know what is new at the moment, and that. And then it's got stuff about like amiibos and all sorts. It's got this nice sort of grid system. Like, I love how these boxes, there's like quite a few tables, quite a lot of nice glossy images, as well as like good sort of big bold text for the headings, and the image quality, as I say, is very good. And then you've got these lovely maps as well, which are very helpful for when obviously looking over the different maps needed for the single player, the Octo Canyon. Then you've also got little screenshots as well, which is really nice, as well as Area 2 or like these headings to tell you what sort of almost chapter you're on in the game guide, and that, which I assume these, wrong page, these headings are the same as the ones in the contents, so, and that. But yeah, the stuff about Octo Canyon has helped me find quite a few of the secret scrolls and that, or the sunken scrolls even, and that, which are supposed to be secret, but, you know, having this kind of helped. Then there's a bit about Salmon Run, because if you recall, in Splatoon 1 there was a local multiplayer game, but it was really naff, if you recall. And yeah, so this is going over Salmon Run, which would have been really helpful when I first started playing the game and that, because for the longest time I never even really bothered with Salmon Run, which I'm kind of kicking myself about, because there is a really cool item that I wish I'd got, which was like a welding mask, and that, honestly, I think after, well, I was going to say, like, they could do circulation of those those pieces of gear after a while, after, like, say 4 or 5 months, reuse some of the other things, but then you could argue, well, that would devalue having them in the first place. You've almost got these, like, little sketches as well of some of the enemy types in Salmon Run, which is pretty cool, as well as a picture of the map. You might be thinking to yourself that this games guide is kind of redundant and obsolete, seeing as the game does come with free content, so it is consistently evolving and updating. To that, I would say you are partially right, but also it is very in-depth and very worthwhile buying if you want, as I say, like, if you're completely new to Splatoon, or you played the first one and have now just got the second one and have no idea of where to start, definitely get this book. It is worthwhile. It's, if you can find it cheap, better than obviously getting it expensively, but I'd definitely say it's worth sort of 10-20 quid. And that, I don't think, maybe at most I'd be willing to pay 25 quid for this, at most. Nice screenshot there, as well as, like, just going over some menu stuff as well. It's even got, like, it's labelled as well at times, where, like, for example, the maps, the A and B points get correlated, where, so you know which screenshot to look at, and that, which does actually surprisingly help when you're in-game. I mean, it takes a while to figure out what's what, and that, because of the well, not tricky, but the way the levels are designed and that, and then also having to match it up with the picture, exactly, and that, when you're trying to find, say, as I say, like, sunken scrolls and stuff in the game and that. And then, so that's helped me with the sort of single-player side, whereas some of this information about the weapons and gear has definitely helped with the more multiplayer side, understanding stuff about the Splatshot Junior, and just remembering which weapons have what sub ability, sub weapons and specials and that, you'd think after playing over 200 hours of the game that I'd remember what's what, but at times I do, just like anyone else, forget, but yeah, it's just a handy, like, information to have, and it is quite extensive, you've got stuff on the double doolies. I don't really like using those ones. Oh, I do really like using those, as well as the splash automatics as well as the normal splat doolies. Then you've got information about the sub weapons as well. So, like, the splat bombs, suction bomb, curling bomb, all manner of different bombs, as well as stuff about the specials as well, and that, and then there's the abilities, which this was super helpful as well for the multiplayer, just remembering what everything was, and that was, as I say, super helpful. So, stuff about the quick respawn and the quick super jump, or ink resistance, and the special power-up thing, which helps increase, I think, the gauge of it. After you've been splatted, you don't lose as much, I guess. And again, you've got nice tables about the different brands of clothing, in-game clothing, which you spend with in-game money, and then the different the main ability of it, and then the brand, and then how much it costs, and the rarity as well. And that, I think the more three of these squids equals, like, the rarest, I think, or 3 or 4 of those. But then if it's just one, then it's obviously not that rare, but if it's 2, it's a bit more rare, and so on. But yeah, and then there's just even, like, little bits about some of the different maps and or stages, for the multiplayer, like Port Mackerel, and different things, how it help you with splat zones, tower control, and just regular old turf war. So yeah, after all that, I would say this is a definite strong recommendation for anyone who is a novice or even an expert, you know, anyone in between. I think this is just a really nice, for lack of a better term, coffee table book, I guess, quite literally in my case, in so much as I have had it downstairs on our coffee table, as it were. You know, whilst I've been playing Splatoon 2, had it open and that to, how ironic, the abilities page, and just been like, oh right, okay, so I should equip this item because it's got that ability, and that might be beneficial in this turf war or splat zone or whatever. So yeah, I highly recommend this. I really do like the book. Really brilliant images and in-depth sort of single player stuff as well as multiplayer. So it's got, and salmon run as well, so it's definitely got something for everyone, regardless of what skill you're at or what game type of player you are, and that there's definitely something for everyone, whether you just play the multiplayer, ranked, or single player, or you know the local multiplayer-y thing, or / online multiplayer, like, you know what I mean, the salmon run. So yeah, thanks for watching, comment, rate, and subscribe.